Okay, everybody. Thought I'd give you a little update on my truck dying on the side of the road. What happened? Well, it turns out I have a CP4 pump failure. That's the main fuel pump on the Ford F450, and I learned a lot about this. These can go bad sometimes. Now, I have been diligent on maintenance. I've been changing the fuel filters as often as Ford recommends, which is about every 3 oil changes. And I just go by when the dash tells me it's time to change the oil. Sadly, that doesn't appear to be enough. So I'm going to switch to changing my oil changing my fuel filters every other oil change. So about every 15,000 miles. Before it was between 20 and 25,000 miles, but apparently that's not often enough for this pump. Now I also learned that both Chevy and Dodge use the same fuel pump and had a lot of problems, but in 2023 they backed away from it and went to the CP3, the previous version. Ford wanted to do the same thing, but apparently it won't fit in the new Ford 6.7 liter engines, so they're stuck with that. I also found out there's a third-party aftermarket unit, and that aftermarket unit Ford won't support under warranty, sadly. So when my rig is out of warranty, I may consider this. They did call me today and tell me that the rig is going to be ready by around noon. So I'm excited about that. So it's been 5 days, we've been boondocking, and we were not prepared to boondock. We had no water on board. Fortunately, my fuel tank was full, so the generator could kick in, but as a lot of you know, I've got all the solar panels and all these lithium batteries, but we had 4 solid days of gray skies, no sun. Last day we're leaving, we finally got sun. So hopefully the solar panels will go charge things up. But you may hear the generator is up and running. I've had to go get a couple 5-gallon fuel cans and refill the tank a little bit because it's burned through quite a bit. Fortunately, it's been cool, so we haven't really needed the air conditioner, so that's all good. So I'll walk you through what we had to go through to get set up here. Again, this was actually a blessing. It could have been much, much worse. I could have been nowhere near a buddy's house, and we could have been trying to figure it all out there. Maybe had the rig dragged to an RV park or something like that. But also the other blessing that we've had is the truck got repaired in 5 days. Well, actually, it was 3 days, but 2 days with a holiday weekend, so there was no work done. So Monday, Tuesday, it was worked on. Today, Wednesday, we're going to be picking the truck up. I'm at Palm Bay Ford to pick up Natasha. She's fixed. They said they tested everything. She's running great. So she'll be coming up here any minute. Excited to get her back and really excited to get back on the road. Now prowling around a Ford dealership parking lot is Natasha. She is sleek and stealthy, but soon she shall appear. And here we go. Of course, they had to pull in right in front. There she is. Okay, guys, a brand new fuel system has been installed, and I wish I was able to film what took place, but basically this whole upper and lower air system had to come out, and then get down. These turbos are way back there, but get down to the valley and then get that CP4 pump right out of there. And they pull that out, and then all of these lines, all of these injectors, the tube over there is all new. Basically everything, including the low pressure pump, everything has been replaced. So, sorry, there's nothing really to show you parts-wise. I know a lot of you like to see that shit, but that's what we got. But now everything's running great. And like I said before, new tip. Don't do what Ford says and change your fuel filters every 3 oil changes. With the type of loads we put on these with these RVs, I would suggest you guys do this every other oil change, just to be on the safe side. It's only a $35 fuel filter kit that gives you both the water separator and the fuel filter. So highly recommend every other oil change, just go ahead and do it. I know a lot of you out there are gonna just make your comments and say, that's overkill, you don't need to do that. Yeah, you're probably right, but this is thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of repair. Who wants to go through that hassle? Not to mention being stuck on the side of the road. So a lot of you on the last video commented, said, man, if you didn't have bad luck, you wouldn't have any luck at all. That seems to be the case lately. But I always try to find the bright side of things. And when the truck did break down on the side of the road, I was only 30 miles away from a buddy of mine's house. And he was kind enough to say, hey, yeah, come boondock on my property. Here we are. You guys have seen this place before. I've been here before. But we had no water. Fortunately, he's got a lot of garden hose, so we ran a hose from his pump house down to the rig to fill up my tanks. It's like 600-700 feet of garden hose to get water down here. But we filled up my tanks and we've been fine now ever since. So that's a blessing. So we had water. The only big thing was just running to go get fuel for the generator, just with a couple of 5-gallon jugs. And we only had to do that once and it was fine because I hold 30 gallons. So that was all great. But now it's time to hit the road. So why don't you come along with me while we get the rig ready. We'll put all that garden hose away and I'll show you what that run was. So as we see, we got the garden hose crossing the driveway here. And then going through there to the rig. But you can't even see the pump house. Let's see if I can go over there and then zoom in on it. Pump house is all the way down there. So about 700 feet of hose. That's a long way. We are very fortunate. Tony had all the garden hose we need. So now that we're all done, we're gonna roll all this up. So while you guys are watching my big ass drag these garden hoses around, I thought I'd give you a few more details about this fuel system repair or replacement of the CP3 pump. This is a big job. They had to drain the coolant and because a lot of those lines had to be taken away. They had to take out so many parts. As you saw, half the engine just to get to it. And that was a big job. They even had to drop the fuel tank, drain that out, clean that out, and put that back, and then flush all the lines. So it was a huge job. In addition to the last video that I put out, I want to thank all of you for all your support. And we hit 10,000 subscribers. So that was a huge joy for us. So keep it going, guys. Okay, so hose is all reeled up. Now we'll put away the truck that he let us borrow while we were here. Here we go. Got his Ford truck here, that one of his vehicles. So we're going to put that away. We filled it up for fuel for him. Really appreciate the use of this, Tony. And now let's go put this away. Okay, so now we're all set up at the new campground. We're at TTEO in Orlando right now. And quite a adventurous 5 days. I've got to say I'm very, very grateful. Even though it was a huge disaster, they told me I think the parts alone were $10,000 and labor and everything would have brought it to 15 to 17 grand. They did a rush job on it because they were very great. It's Palm Bay Ford, and I recommend these guys if you ever get in the area and you need service. I told them I was stranded on the road, traveling through town in an RV. We're kind of stranded, so we need the truck as soon as possible. They didn't have the parts in stock, but they did find them, and I was grateful for that, and they got them all in that same day. I think they got them just in Cocoa Beach, Florida. Anyway, got everything together, Prior to the parts arriving, they already started taking the truck apart so they could get working on it as soon as they got there. And they delivered it. They basically worked on it for 2.5 days solid. They say it's a 23-hour job, and they got it out. They got it done. And so I'm really impressed. So Palm Bay Ford, if you ever get in the area, Sean was my service tech. I highly recommend him as well. He did a great job. So I guess I avoided the nightmares of 2 weeks to 2 months of getting this type of a repair completed, which that would have been a mess. I'm grateful, very, very grateful for having a friend there in the Palm Bay area as well. And Tony, another shout out to you. Thanks, man, for letting me use your facilities and your car and all that kind of good stuff. So, and I kept saying boondocking. It really was moochdocking, even though it wasn't really a full hookup, but he was able to get us water. I can't believe how many garden hoses this guy's got. Anyway, we got 600-700 feet of hose and got it all the way to the rig and filled her up. That's it. I would love to hear all of your comments. The C4 fuel pump on these Fords, you got to take care of them like a baby. So keep those fuel filters changed. You don't want to get into the problems that I've had. They say 20 to 25,000. I would say 15,000 should be about it. Every other oil change. Don't forget to hit that little like, subscribe, and ring that little bell to let you know I'm putting out another video. And that's it for today. Thank you, and make it a great bucket list day. Goodbye.